Oh, you are here. About Drewmore here. Christian Wall News. Behind enemy lines. Zog occupied territory. Report. Since my last video, I have been asked certain questions pertaining to my present situation and why I am not living in Lynchburg no more. Well, it's pretty straightforward. What happened was Lynchburg was taken over by Zog, using the olden Satans in the prepping club and the gun club. Catfish got his way, and there were personal moments, like Barry Drewmore's a deep man, and I got deep feelings, and I was hurting. My heart was heavy, and although Scripture gave me comfort, it was taken from me. The first thing that happened was I encountered Catfish and Murphy. You're gonna burn in hell, by the way. Both gonna burn in hell, right? And this is proof that Catholicism is not Christianity, because otherwise Murphy wouldn't have been with Catfish, but the olden Satan pagan. And I rebuked them in the streets. I rebuked them down by the 4th Street Church, Baptist Church. They were out there, and they look at me, and I was coming down, and I see them, and they're looking at me, and they said, "Oh, hi, Barry," and I went, without profanity, I started quoting Scripture, and you know what their response was? They laughed at me. In my own community, I cannot preach, I cannot mission to my fallen ex-friends in my own community. And then to compound that, as I'm walking away, Catfish goes, for someone who calls himself an American, you sure spend a lot of time shouting a lot of Jewish stuff, mainly the Scripture from the Bible. And then Murphy said, "You should call yourself Barry Drewmore." And they both burst out laughing. Well, I knew Lynchburg was gone for me then. Lynchburg, when they called me Barry Drewmore for quoting Scripture from the Bible, it's a King James Bible, Lynchburg was no longer a safe place for me, or for any Christian, right? Now, so my last wife, and I don't even remember her name now because it ended so badly, and I'm in post-traumatic. So I got a heavy heart, right? She left me for killing newsreel swan. I was a man providing bounty like it says in it. If I just like a God created the world and all the animals in it, and that included newsreel swan. And man has to eat, to provide for his family, and because rotisserie chicken was nearly $20 at Piggly Wiggly, I had to kill for the family. Mind you, there wasn't much left in newsreel swan to eat after the AR-15 took care of him, but she let me over that. I'm done with the woman now. There is no hope for the Drewmores when it comes to the woman. My daddy was the same. My mama walked out on my daddy. My daddy was a high-ranking member of the Klan. He was way up there in the Klan in Tennessee, and you see, Zog was triangulating on me. Zog was triangulating on me. So I have to go run now because they will send out the killer drones for me in the war. But anyway, so my mama left my daddy, and she said she was not sexually satisfied. And she said during a heated moment when I was in my formative years that, you know, Cletus Drewmore, you may be high up in the clan, but you ain't no wizard under the sheets. I didn't know what it meant at the time, but I think it's kind of funny now, even though it's the end of my parents' marriage. And that's why all my marriages failed. I didn't have good role models. Well, no, my dad was a good role model. I just don't agree with the clan. I don't care for the clan. I didn't like they treat black people bad. They should be burning pagans instead. That's what they should be. That's what all the climate change is about. You know, that's the fact. The climate change is all about Jesus Christ telling us to burn more pagans. That's what that is. To correct the world. But anyway, we'll be back to paradise. Anyway, I would gladly throw a gallon of jet fuel on Catfish and Murphy at this stage. But I'm not in Tennessee anymore. I'm on the run. We're operating behind enemy lines all over Zog territory. Gathering. Spent the last 35 years in Lynchburg, saga triangulating on my still in Lynchburg, Tennessee penitentiary. Yeah. They wouldn't give him the chair because they said it'd be a waste of electricity. So he's dead now. He died, and that was the end. I had no more links back to Lynchburg. That's why I'm on the road now, like the children of Israel. I'm wandering in the desert. I'm like the children of Israel wandering in the desert, fighting Zog with scripture and truth. Now, this brings me to something I've been wanting to talk about, because that's eating bugs. I'm seeing a lot of things online about eating the bug, and this is Zog again. Now, let me explain. I saw, that one, Nicole Kidman, she was eating the bug. And she said everybody should eat the bug with her, like crickets and, whatever. Insects. There's loads of them. Go look in your backyard, you fucking... well, not even fatty! But anyway... she was married to that Tom Cruise. And he was a Scientology Satanist. So that's why she's messed up. But eating the bug is not good Christian food. Like chicken fried steak and fried squirrel and okra and black-eyed peas and chitlins. And... if it flies, squeaks, jumps or swims, it goes in the gumbo. But not the bug. They want us eating the bugs because they want to cut down on pesticides. It's as simple as that. Pesticide is expensive for Zog. So Zog got together one day and said, we can't be spending all this money on insecticide anymore. And so Zog said, well, I got an idea. One of the Zogs said, I got me an idea. And what that idea is to get the good Christians like me, which I won't, to eat the bug, okay? About Drewmore, bug. as it says in Leviticus 16:41. Though the Canaanites may feast upon the vermin of the field, the cattle and the oxen will be alone for the children of Israel. And that's why you don't eat the bug. It's in scripture. And I don't know why I have these head shakes, but I don't know. But I always shake my head, but it's been worse since I've been on the road. But so that's all I got to say today to you about that. Don't eat the bug, and if we had it just where we give them all, we'd be giving them all a chair, giving them the chair. Drewmore here, over and out.